Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at this. Fantastic apple crumble. Smells absolutely delicious. Some of this. And quite a lot of this. Hello.
They aren't doing the bike game. Are you doing the bike game tomorrow?
Today finds us just on the outskirts of Margam Park, which is in Wales, and it's a beautiful estate and all the rest of it, but we're just on the outside of that, so let me give you a quick view. Here, look, this is where we are. So we're on this wild camping site, and it's very nice. It's got its own little lake, surrounded by stunning countryside that you can probably see, and yeah, all around us is fields. So what we do have in the distance over that way, if I'll swing round, you can see, we do have, I don't know whether you can see that down there, but there's this big industrial factory type thing, and I'm not sure what that is, but that's down in the docks down there. So we're not looking in that direction. We're going to stay looking this kind of way and down over the front there. So it's a genuinely lovely spot. Aside from that particular angle, we've got really nice sort of low range mountains and stuff around us. Apparently there's a big cycling event on tomorrow, a mountain biking thing in Margam Park itself. I didn't know anything about that. Obviously we didn't come for that, but apparently that's what's going on. So there's going to be a few sort of cyclists and stuff apparently coming down to one of the lower fields later on to set up camp. But at the moment everything's really, really peaceful. It's lovely. All right, so we've been here a while now. Everything's settling in. We've got the fire going. I don't know whether you can see that there. However, there is a bit of an issue with this particular campsite that I haven't noticed in some others, is that I'll flip the camera around now and you can see for yourself. But where we are on the campsite, it's well, I showed you earlier, but where we are now, it's started to get really, really full. It's called itself wild camping, but it's quite curious because, you know, we go on caravan and camping club sites and without being this congested and stuck in. So let me turn it around, you can see for yourselves. Okay, so as you can see here, look, there's our van. There's one literally right next to us now, and then we've got all these ones around here. So it's quite interesting. As I said, I presume it's to do with this bike thing that they got going on tomorrow. The fire's going. Louise is doing a bit of yoga around the back of the van, and I'm going to start to prepare a rhubarb crumble that's going to be done in the Dutch oven. So essentially what I've got is the dry ingredients here in a bag here. So it's basically just a cup of flour, cup of oats, cup of brown sugar, a bit of salt and some cinnamon, and that's all just mixed together in the bag. Now I'm going to stick that in a pot with some butter and mix that up, and that's going to create the topping. So we call it a crumble. The Americans, I believe, call it a crisp, but nonetheless that's what we're going to do. So I've got some rhubarb from the garden, so I'm going to chop all that up. Got some apples as well, and we're going to make a nice dessert for later on. Crumble topping all mixed, ready to go. Now to get the rest of it done. We're going to give the chicken thighs a go with some of this. So getting a bit fancy today. I've got, we're going to do two courses today on the open fire there with the, we're going to use the Dutch oven, and I think we're going to go with the ridge monkey for the chicken. We'll see. But anyway, got some chicken thighs here, right? Got some carrots, got some leeks, got some courgettes, some peppers, some onion, tomatoes, some garlic, and of course the seasoning. And then for the rhubarb crumble, we've got some rhubarb out of the garden. A bit more sugar because the rhubarb is a bit tart on its own, isn't it? Got some apples and some blackberries as well to go in there. So all in all, we should be eating really well tonight. So while I'm doing this, guys, if you can remember to subscribe, give us a like, leave a comment, it would be really, really helpful. It helps the channel, it helps me, and it just means that, you know, the YouTube, the algorithms, hopefully they'll share it out that a little bit more. Apple and rhubarb in, sugar in. Gonna throw in a little bit of lemon juice. Okay, so I'm about to put this on the fire now. The idea of this now is I'm just gonna preheat this up, get this organized so it can start to break down the rhubarb and it can all start to mix together. And then we can add the blackberries and the crumble topping, and about half hour, good to go. So that's nice and tender now, and that's ready for the rest to go on top. All right, so I've gone with the pan for this, and I'm gonna throw in a little bit of chili sauce, some salt, some pepper, a bit of honey, and some lime juice, and of course the seasoning that we mentioned earlier. So gonna give all that a good coating, and hopefully it's gonna really make some nice flavors. So as I finish prepping here, I think it's worth mentioning that it looks as if Louise doesn't really do a lot in the van, and that's because she doesn't for the most part. I do the cooking in the van. She works really, really hard and does an awful lot around the house and everything, and you know, has her own full-time job, important one, and so, you know, works really, really hard. So when we come away like this, I can't sit still, right? Me sitting still, I'm not very good at it. I can do it, but not for long. Louise, on the other hand, loves to sit and read and just chill out, and so it works for both of us. I get to tinker, you know, make fires, play with the van, do bits, cook, and she gets to chill out, read a book, just, you know, write whatever it is she wants to do. So it works out really, really well. So it's not like it's lopsided or anyone's not, you know, pulling their weight, because everybody is. It just so happens that when we're out in the van, I do the bulk of the work because I enjoy doing it. Blackberries are in, vegetables prepped and ready to go. Crumble topping is on. And go all the vegetables into the chicken juices here. We're just gonna cook that for a few minutes. First course is done, dinner for two. So here we go. Fantastic apple crumble, smells absolutely delicious. So with crumble, it's the rules. With rhubarb crumble, you have to have ice cream to match the tartness. So custard, no. Ice cream, yes. Here we go. Good morning. Time for some breakfast. So today we're off again, another adventure. This time we are going to go and see what is essentially a thief's paradise, a group of people that rob people, a group of people that steal from people, a group of people that get wealthy on other people's misery. Stick with me and you'll find out. Okay, so we finally got here. It turns out that trying to park a high-top van in Cardiff by Mermaid Quay is a little bit more challenging than it needs to be. They do have a non-height restricted car park right there. However, it is absolutely jam full of people, and the parking spaces are really, really snug. So you're really going to struggle to get a van in there, anything other than a tiny little T4 or something. So yeah, so we're parked up now, and now we've just got to try and make our way back over and take the walk. We're at the van now. We're in Cardiff Bay. We're heading over. I don't know whether you can see that in the distance, but that's where we're going, all the way over there. We'll have a walk. I tell you what, this place has really improved over the years. It used to be pretty dingy around here a long time ago, but they've really revamped it. So I'll give you a quick scan round now. So if we look here, you've got over there in the horizon, a little clue as to where we're heading. We've got a Cardiff Eye. And yeah, there's lots and lots of people about. It's a lovely sunny afternoon, and there's a lot of people here using this as a sort of leisure place, and it's actually quite nice to see. Certainly looks a lot better than it used to. There's certainly quite a lot of stuff going on here. It's really vibrant. There's an awful lot of bars and cafes and lots of families out and people just socialising. It's actually a really nice vibe. Yeah, I would imagine you could probably spend an awful lot of money here if you so felt inclined. But as we're just having a little walk through off to our real destination, then it's actually a very nice, pleasant place to be. So I promised you we were off to see a base of thieves, a bunch of people that just basically get rich off the back of everyone else. And so here we are at the Senate, but this isn't the place that we're going to see. So even though perhaps some of you may feel that that does fall into that category, this isn't what we're actually come to look at. The Senate itself is actually quite an interesting building to see, and yeah, it'd be nice to be able to get in there and have a walk round. I'm not sure we're allowed. All right, so you can just see the tops of the masts there behind me. So this is actually where we're going. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So we're now in the queue. You can see, if I just do this, you can see there's a lot of people coming and interested in this. It's surprising how many people want to see it. First tantalising glimpses of the boat itself over there, the ship, well, I don't know what they're going to call it, galleon? All right, we've made it through the queue and we're actually getting to go on board now, which is great. So there's this system in place walking around, and you've got to basically just follow that. So you go up one side, down around the other, and I presume once we get down here now, we're going to go down inside the ship itself. So it's laid out quite well. There's an awful lot of people in there, but yeah, it's laid out quite well. These quarters, yeah. Very nice. We're out again now. That's been a fantastic walk around. It didn't take that long, probably 30 minutes all told. Very, very, very busy, very hectic. The queues are still really long. And the ship itself, although big, is relative, yeah? So when you're stuck in there, especially down below, it's quite claustrophobic. Amazes me how people live like that for years. Anyway, the ship itself is fantastically interesting and recommend it. We're coming to the end of the afternoon now. It's been a really nice sort of afternoon out here. I'm sat underneath the shadow of the Senate building, just out of the sun for a minute and having a quick snack. So overall, it's been a nice little visit here and something I'll probably definitely do again. Until next time, guys.